You're all invited to the Slumber Party Massacre Luncheon.
We'll tear your soul apart.
Drink some of this, Michael. Be one of us.
Death has come to your little town, Sheriff. You can either ignore it or you can help me to stop it.
What's up, Gore Gang? Welcome back to the Slumber Party Massacre Luncheon. I am one of your hosts. My name is Rob.
It's your boy Brad.
And what's up, y'all? It's Will.
And today, we are going to be getting into a specific genre of horror movies. We are going to be talking about zombie films today.
Zombies in general, really.
Yeah, zombies as a topic. Let me ask you guys, going into this, if you were in the zombie apocalypse, what is your move? Where are you going first? What supplies are you grabbing?
Man, if I still lived at home, I'm staying my butt in furlough. Because ain't nobody in furlough. But now, I'm heading to the Ozarks.
Where you gotta go?
Hell yeah.
I would say, like, being here, I would say buy a meter, but I would die sooner due to exposure than zombies and buy a meter.
I'd say all the mosquitoes would get
Yeah, I was
your
gonna
blood.
say, yeah.
Yeah. I'd probably just lay down and give up, if I'm being honest.
Oh no, dude.
That's a lifestyle I am not designed for.
I feel like this is a conversation every boy has at some point growing up with their buddies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like, what would you do in a zombie apocalypse? Where would you go? What weapons would you use?
It's one of the things that I do, and I have it coming up because I teach Arkansas history, and there's always like a little 2 weeks thing where we have to learn about the geography of Arkansas. It's one of the things I do for students to show what they've learned is I have them pick a region of Arkansas, and then they have to draw a map along an actual physical feature within that region, and they have to design a zombie survival camp, and they have to talk about the resources that the land has, and they have to design a plan for how they're going to live off that land and how they're going to do it, and yeah.
Oh, you're cool. So you're the cool teacher.
Well, that's the thing. It's a conversation that zombies engage people, right? It's something that engages everybody, and it's a fun thing to think about and experiment with, and to because the geography of Arkansas, believe it or not, is not interesting. There's some rivers, and there's some small mountains, and there's a flat part, and
I would say it's really diverse, in its polar opposites from north to south.
Yeah,
it is.
Well, I mean that's true. It's diverse, but if you want to hook 14-year-olds that are addicted to TikTok,
Ugh.
I think my first move, I'm ripping off the Band-Aid. I'm going straight to the Walmart, and I'm fighting through whatever's there to get weapons and food. And then I'm cruising through town. I'm hitting the dispensary. I'm kicking in the back door of the dispensary. I'm getting all my medicine.
One of my favorite things that Lil Joe Posey has ever said, and he's dead serious about it, is he's not gonna, if a zombie apocalypse happens, he's not gonna try to be the biggest or the baddest. What he's gonna do is he's gonna go around. He's gonna stockpile the ketchup packets because that's not going bad, and he's gonna be the person that controls the ketchup. And that's going to be a lot of power in a society without...
That is a lot of power.
Right?
That's a hot commodity.
It's all single-serving things. It's universalized. You can turn that into currency in a world where ketchup is rare.
Guy. I'm looking for
The mustard guy.
I want the boy with the jelly packet.
But if you can control the condiments, you can control the survivors.
You know what? We all missed the opportunity to say that we were going to the Winchester.
Yeah.
Man. Can we edit that back in?
I have said before growing up, I know I have said I would hole up at Remington. But then you think of Remington just being stuck in a manufacturing plant. Ugh.
What do you think it is about zombies where everybody has had this conversation before, multiple times?
Is it possibly the most popular genre for kids?
I think it's the most approachable for people.
Yeah, it's so like there's something about undead monsters specifically in zombies that it seems like taps a part of human DNA.
It's I was thinking about that too. It's something about being between dead and alive.
Well, I think in zombies' case, it's literally like it's the fear of zombies and fascination with zombies comes from the same place that it's the same set of reasons that every human culture has some kind of rituals around disposal of the dead and corpses.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Burial of the dead. They found evidence in caves of burial of the dead, of evolutionary ancestors of human beings. Like, some weird step between primate and man. Not even language yet, but they found evidence of, like, these primates going like a quarter mile, squeezing through caves to transport dead bodies in there because that was where they buried their dead. Well, and we're talking like before human Homo sapiens ever existed. Like our evolutionary ancestors even had rituals around the disposal of dead bodies.
Interesting.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, not to get like philosophical about it. Death is like the one thing we all share.
Yeah, it's like the biggest. It's the biggest dissonance that it can exist in our brain is the idea that we exist and one day we won't, and then like dead corpses are a reminder of that, but also corpses are vectors for disease. Right? Yeah. So there's an evolutionary incentive for human beings to have developed that trait, like an aversion to dead bodies.
Some sort of disposal method.
Yeah, disposal method. Not all of them are great. You know, some people eat them, but
that's true.
But they get to it before it starts making them sick.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
So, do you think zombies are scary because they're violent or because they're empty?
Yeah, I mean, like you have Night of the Living Dead zombies, but you also have Dawn of the Dead remake zombies.
Yeah. But and then you have viral zombies.
Then you got like 28 days later infected, which, they're not zombies, they're infected. Yeah, no, they're zombies. Like, it's just another word for it.
It's gonna sound like I am just playing the same tune over again, but the type of zombie that is popular in our culture and our media all depends on the cultural context and the historical context and the fears that we have at that time. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, if you guys are interested, we could do just a real quick history of horror. So the fear of zombies absolutely is an evolutionary kind of aspect of human culture and human society. And if we go to the earliest zombie myths or myths of things that we would recognize as zombies, they kind of come from a couple of places. So one of the first cultures that developed the myth of something we recognize as a zombie, like dead, decaying skin, mindless consumption, feeding on the life force or flesh of other human beings actually comes from China and the myth of the Jiangxi.
I totally thought you were going to say the Haitians. So
The Haitian, we'll get there.
okay.
Or the Egyptians.
So I'm actually intrigued now because we're going way farther than I anticipated.
Way back. So the Jiangxi, right, came around.
What'd you call me?
Came around in, I think, like the Qing Dynasty. I'm not sure when that was, really. Right? But there was a time. So Chinese history is the oldest history of any nation in the world, right? There was a specific job that popped up related to this myth in China. And so in China, you had laborers who were migrants who traveled hundreds, thousands of miles away because China is massive to go work in areas. And because culturally, a lot of Chinese traditional spiritual belief like requires people to be, their corpses to be disposed of in their ancestral lands. Right? There were legends about if somebody's buried where they don't belong, then they will haunt the people around the area and that kind of thing. You had these, basically these people they were corpse drivers, right? And these people whose job was to carry the bodies of dead migrants from where they were working to their ancestral lands, back to it. And the way they would do it is they would have these bodies like tied up, and then they would hoist them up, and they would suspend them on this big bamboo pole. So as the people carried the bamboo pole, the corpses would bounce up and down. Right?
How far would they have to take some of these people?
I'm guessing a long freaking ways, man.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So, like, because of that, the Jiangxi, one of the attributes of it is that it's like slow moving, but it bounces up and down. Right?
Yeah.
And it's probably where that attribute of the legend comes from is the bamboo poles and the porters carrying them along and then bouncing along the road. So probably it was just so that like these Jiangxi didn't necessarily eat people, but they would consume people's life force. Right?
The Shang-Chi are the monster we were talking
The Jiangxi are the monster, yeah, the Chinese early version of a zombie. Right? So it didn't suck blood, it wasn't a vampire, it didn't necessarily eat flesh all the time. But I guess that the fear of it, because it derived from the transportation of the bodies and corpses of migrant laborers back to their homelands, idea is like it feeds on life force, just like whoever they were, like the rulers of China. This person went hundreds of miles away to be worked to death and then transported back. It consumed their life force.
Oh, okay.
Right?
It's a mirror of...
So yeah, zombies, like any other monster, are always a mirror of the cultural fears of the time. And kind of our modern day version of a zombie mostly comes from, as Brad was saying, the idea of a zombie that arrived in Haiti. Or Saint Domingue. Alright? The Haitian zombie is a corps cadaver. Right? I don't know French. I'm not going to pretend to know it. Right? But it was a product of basically the systems of slavery that dictated society in Haiti. So people, Haiti, Saint Domingue at the time, was a colony for France that was mostly inhabited by enslaved people. Right? So, the transatlantic slave trade happened, and these people were brought from West Africa with their traditional religions. The voodoo is what it was called, and that morphed into voodoo, which voodoo, I did a whole research paper over it in college, is actually a combination of voodoo mixed with elements of Catholicism. And
right.
Super interesting stuff, but that's beside the point. Okay? So a zombie in Haitian society wasn't necessarily an undead as much as it was a living dead.
Ooh.
If that makes sense.
Okay.
So a person wasn't transformed into a zombie by dying. They were transformed into a zombie by like a bad actor sapping their will to live from them, making them an empty vessel. Right?
Got you.
And-
That okay. So living dead is the living turned dead.
Yes. And the undead is the dead brought back to life.
Undeaded.
Yeah. Right? It's weird to think about.
Right on.
And that came around because, well, these people were living in an incredibly, the most repressive system in human existence, right? Enslaved in chattel slavery, working on, I'm guessing sugar plantations were probably St. Domingue, and they had absolutely no ability to exercise their own will. So the fear of the zombie came from total loss of the will that came along with the institution of slavery.
Oh.
So it was more of like when you talk about someone who is just like given up and is just kind of like a body going through the motions.
They have no ability. And like in that, if I guess a voodoo priest could, in legend, could transform somebody into a zombie, and that zombie just did whatever they told him, like a master, right?
That's what I was going to say is like, don't Haitian zombies normally have to have a task?
Yes. Yeah. So they receive directives from the person that created them, and they have no ability to resist that directive.
That's an even scarier zombie.
It's crazy, right? Right. So then, that's just to illustrate that even from the earliest days, zombies are a result of our cultural fears. 1932, one of the first zombie movies, White Zombie, came along, and it was more along the tradition of Haitian zombies.
Yeah.
Right? The loss of will, that kind of thing. In 1968, the popular zombie and the kind of zombie that existed in media shifted with the Night of the Living Dead.
George A. Romero.
Right? Those zombies were not laborers; they were mindless consumers.
Ooh.
Right? So in post-World War II United States, consumer culture began to take off, and within, after 20-odd years or so, people start to see the flaws in consumer culture. You have the rise of the middle class, you have the interstate highway system being built, you have consumerism really pop up, and like the mass production of consumer goods. And the zombie and the Night of the Living Dead reflected the fear that people are becoming mindless consumers.
You can be pulled in by the masses.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said. Right?
Yeah.
The Walking Dead. We'll have to, I'm sure we'll talk about The Walking Dead more than once, but that's more of the style of zombie. So you have that zombie pop up, the walkers, or the slow moving zombies.
Walkers.
And then
What about... I was just thinking, what about AIDS? That's like 28 days later, probably, right?
yeah, so that's the fast zombies, the viral zombies. They could represent our fear of disease transmission. Right? They're fast moving. They can represent the acceleration of human society into the future. Like, are we advancing too quickly without recognizing the dangers that come along with it?
Interesting. I have never even thought about it like that.
Right?
Have you watched the Last of Us series yet?
The what?
The Last of Us series?
I mean,
Last of Us. And then that's also huge.
that's great. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. That's a recent fungal zombie, right? That's nature reclaiming humanity.
Yeah.
Right? That represents the fear that basically our environment will ultimately destroy us.
And
If I had to guess.
And we can also say two of the greatest games of all time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love that game.
Yeah.
But, like, the types of zombies they have on there, like, you got the walkers that are just kind of normal, pretty easy to deal with.
Clickers.
And
Clickers,
the
yeah.
clickers. That shit would be terrifying.
Can I just
Here.
say, since just because Last of Us got brought up, I will never forget, I had just finished part 2 when we all lived together in North Little Rock. And Will, this is when you were living there and you were living in the door by me. And I was like, dude, the end is like an emotional struggle as the player. And I remember you got to the end, and I hear you in the other room go, "Yeah," and then you're like, "Oh no, no."
Yeah, no. That is my favorite video. That's the best video game I ever played.
Yeah, it's great.
It's up there.
I just had to. I just like anytime I think of that game, I think of that moment of you.
They got me, man.
Experiencing.
I didn't want to do it.
Of the dream.
I almost turned it off.
Yeah, it's like no. You just like you've been wanting to kill this woman for days, and then you're just like no.
No, I don't want to.
And then they make you do it.
We'll make you attempt it.
Yeah.
Man, what a game! So yeah, that's a history of horror.
Yeah, I mean,
Nice.
really, like George Romero is. I mean, without him, I don't know if we see zombies as they are today, right?
No.
I mean, like he is the one who
Not
really
likely.
created like what we see in the media,
For sure.
and they've progressively gotten scarier. You know, as like they've made because when you go back and you watch the OG George Romero films, you're like, man, I could bob and weave, get out of this until
Yeah.
like it's like the masses of them in your
Until
corner.
it's
Which is
it
claustrophobic,
the consumption becomes irresistible.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
And
So
all
yeah,
they-
you're right. George Romero, like he's the one that took the zombie genre and updated it to match the culture, using the languages that were created by horror and the traditions of burying themes and narratives and stuff.
Well, and I think the scariest part about zombies is they don't stop. They don't take a nap. They're constantly
Right.
it's unrelenting. They are constantly, no matter if they're walking or not, they are headed towards you. And so like
Yep.
I think that's always like the part like they run into a wall. Well, the goal for them is to eat what's on the other side of the wall, and they won't stop until there's thousands of them outside that wall.
Right.
So I will say was
Kudzu.
I can't remember what the first zombie movie I watched was, but I would assume it was Night of the Living Dead, like late night.
Yeah.
I think mine was, if not night, then probably Return.
Or day.
Yeah.
I'm trying. I think the first one that I saw, or at least the first one that I remember, is on my list because
Okay.
there are scenes from that for some reason I cannot get out of my head, and it's not a great movie. But
Well,
it's
like
I got you.
I think the beauty about Night of the Living Dead is the fact that like you have some like pretty iconic scenes in it. You have like the opening with they're coming to get you, Barbara, and like he's playing around in the cemetery, and then that's like he gets ate. But
Yo.
then you just got that. Also, like he was so great at showing the era in which that film was made, of really the final shot of the film, literally and figuratively, of and I can't remember the guy's name, but the African American actor, he survives, and when the SWAT or the cops are there, he
Yep.
steps out and they shoot him, and that is more of what they were dealing with in the 60s.
Yeah.
And still are in many aspects today.
Yeah, interesting.
I just realized that Cabin Fever, the ending of that is a throwback to Night of the Living Dead.
I think there's a few films that you could say that
Yeah.
is a throwback to that, because I think it was a very at the time that scene was filmed was probably one of the first of there's hope, and then it's immediately snatched away in the final shot of the film.
By people.
Yeah, by people, and not
Yeah.
the true monster of the film.
And that's something else I was going to ask you guys about before we move into tomes real quick. One thing I love about zombie films is that a lot of the time the biggest threat isn't even the zombies, it's the other survivors.
Yeah. especially in
Like-
the Walking Dead series. The Walking Dead series.
Yes.
And I mean, love it for what it is. It kind of got stale after a while, but it has always been about the people and not about the zombies.
Exactly.
People,
You can tell a very human story.
when civilization is destroyed, the worst of humans will finally come out.
With that, we want to move into some tomes.
Yeah, man, I'm down.
The tones of darkness.
Let's do it.
So I did two, and I'll be honest. Like, one of them is zombie inspired, and one of them is not at all. So the first one that I'm going to talk about, and I have talked about this author already on here, which is C.J. Lead, who did Mayfly. Her second
awesome.
book, and Shug, I don't know if you've read it yet. It's called American
I have
Rapture.
not.
And American Rapture is, it's the virus version of zombies. A virus spread, it's infecting people, and it's the main character is this like Catholic girl who, she lives in a strict Catholic home, and the same for the community, but this virus is spreading across America that instead of turning people into flesh-eating zombies, they're like turning people into like lustful humans who literally go around raping people. It is bananas, dude. It's kind of a dark horror comedy is what it is. And think of an outbreak like that where people are transmitting like lust and the sinful sexual nature through the eyes of a young Catholic girl who's like going, what the hell? For the first time in life,
wow.
being exposed to these kind of things. So it's not better than Mayfly, but it is very interesting and unique take. Probably something you'll never read again, like that style or that kind of take on zombies. So you should check it out.
Sounds super original.
It's very original and very weird. The other one, and I talked about this one a few weeks ago as well. I talked about it being something I wanted to read in 2026, and that was the Autumn Springs Retirement Home Massacre, which this one is not zombies. It is a slasher, but it was so fun. It's one of those books where like all the chapters are short, so like you can blow through it because you're like, one more chapter, whatever, and then you finish that chapter, you're like, I can do another chapter. But it's so cool because like you're taking a cast of old people in a retirement home and making them the main characters, and you don't see that in horror ever. It's always teenagers for the most part. So you're getting to see these 70 to 80-year-old people like being just slaughtered one by one in this retirement home, like in some pretty graphic ways. But it's also really cool because it shows like the human side of like we dump our parents off into these retirement homes because we don't want to deal with them. And so you see a lot of that from the characters. So it's really cool, dude. I loved it.
That I'm gonna read that.
I loved it. And if you've never read Philip Fracassi, like he's great.
I've not.
If you want to read a good possession book, he has one called Boys in the Valley, where these boys who are all like pretty much in a foster care system in this Catholic home, and one by one the kids start getting possessed and start killing each other until like they're all possessed. It's not going from one to another. It's like taking them at like one by one, and then like so like you eventually have like 2 or 3 kids left against like 15 kids that are possessed. So like it's super cool book.
Nice.
But it's dope, man. He's awesome. I've been loving his stuff. He's an up and comer, but his last 2 or 3 have been big hits.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Those all sound like great books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Go ahead.
I'm not huge on the zombie genre. and I don't read much related to zombies. There's one. I started one here lately. I'll give it more time before I go full on and recommend it. But there's a book by Chuck Wendig that I read years ago that is just fun, and it ticks multiple boxes in the horror genre. It's called Double Dead, and it is it's about a vampire who, for some reason or another, ended up buried under a bunch of rubble or something. I don't remember exactly how it starts, but it opens up with him waking up after like decades, and he wakes up to realize that a zombie apocalypse has happened. So he's a vampire inside of a zombie apocalypse, and he can't find a food supply. So eventually he finds a group of survivors, and then he kind of becomes like their shepherd. So it's his mission to keep this group of survivors alive so that he can still feed. And it's just a fun
Dude, that's cool. Like, that's a really cool take. I never would have thought of creating that.
Right. Wow.
We need more mashups like that.
Yeah, what would happen if a vampire woke up in a zombie apocalypse? Well, he would have to care for the people that he ate.
He would have to take care of those people.
Yeah. And there's a couple I think there's multiple books in the series. I've only ever read the first one, but it's Chuck Wendig's Tomes of the Dead, and the Double Dead is the first one in the series.
I'm gonna read that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to talk about real quick World War Z by Max Brooks. It was, I think, the first zombie book I ever read, and I read it like my senior year or freshman year of college. I can't remember, somewhere in there. And I was just really blown away by that style of writing. I'd never read anything like that before, where it wasn't so much a narrative as it was. So it's this journalist is going around collecting stories about people's experiences during the zombie apocalypse. Mm-hmm. And presenting them with no narrative, but just, here's what this person had to say, here's this person's story, that kind of thing. I'd never read anything like that before, and the way it all comes together at the end is really, really great. Because you're getting the story from so many perspectives. But you get this story from a million different perspectives, and then at the end you find out. Well, I don't want to spoil the end, but it comes together really great.
Can I ask you this?
Ask me.
If Boo stops interrupting. So, how, I won't say I loved the movie. I enjoyed the movie, but as someone who loved the book, did it hold up to it at all?
World War Z is nowhere near my top 5. I'll put it that way.
Not mine either.
Because we described the book, the movie did not seem like that.
The movie does it no justice.
Okay. Well, I think it's
Zero.
hard because Max Brooks writes like that in most of his books. So.
Oh, good.
I mean, have you not read his other one, De-Evolution?
I have not.
It's
no.
the same style as World War Z, but I'm pretty sure about a Yeti.
Oh, I've heard of this.
So I haven't read it. I don't like the clippings style narrative, and that's not for everybody. I get it. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to hate on World War Z because it's just not my style of narrative. But the story itself, that doesn't mean it's not good.
Correct, and definitely don't. If you're looking for, don't stack the movie with the book. Don't do that.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? The movie is trash, dude. And then I wanted to talk about I Am Legend.
Once again, I'm gonna after you talk about it, I want to know the same thing. So,
yeah, I did. I loved that book. I forgot I read that. I read it so long ago. Yeah.
Well, what did you think, Wheezy?
It's been so long since I read it, and I read it. I was young. I read it basically right after I saw the movie, and I went to Walmart and got one of those. This book is now a motion picture with Will Smith books. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember reading the book and thinking, "Wow, this is better," but also there's a lot at the. I don't remember. One of them cuts out a lot at the end. I don't remember if it's the movie that keeps going a little bit longer, or if it's the book that.
I want to say
going.
I read the book goes a little longer, and there's an alternate ending to.
That's right. There is in the book.
That is more accurate to the book, but I have not read the book, so I can't really touch on that.
I think that's right, and I think I remember in the book that I got, it had the ending of the movie, and then it had the ending of the book, and the ending of the book was way better.
I'll be honest. I'm a big fan of like the last person in the city kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right, so you hadn't even talked about it yet. We're over here like.
Okay, so what I really love about the story is in the book you get. Well, in the movie, you know what? I'm gonna say they're both awesome, but for just different reasons. Like. You still get the characters' inner monologue and inner thoughts and inner struggles in the movie and in the book. In the book, it's a little more in depth. It's a little more descriptive. It's a little more based there, and not so much. Well, there's just what I mean. They had to take a novella and make it a 2-hour movie. Mm-hmm. A 2-hour movie that you just paid Will Smith to be in.
Right. And during his prime.
There's some things that Will Smith has to do in a movie, and you got to work it in. Yeah.
Exactly. Honestly, I like them both, dude. I like them both. The book ending is a lot better. But I encourage everybody to read it for sure.
Yeah, I do need to read it. I do love that, like the book, or you love the book and the movie, because there's so many books that I love both. But like, I'm gonna stick with the book 99% out of that it's gonna be better than the movie. I mean, you look at the Harry Potter series. Obviously not horror, but like we loved those movies growing up, but the books were so much better. It's but then there's times you watch a movie and you're like, that was utter garbage and a disgrace to the book.
Yes, more times than not.
Yeah, Aragon. Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, absolutely. But then, like you have like the Harry Potters, you have the Ruins. The movie was great.
Yeah.
But the book was better.
For sure better, but the movie's awesome.
Yeah, there are a lot of, now I think about it, there are a lot of books I read, especially when I was young, that I only read because I saw a movie beforehand. I saw the movie version of it, and then I went back to read the book.
You know what?
Like The Ruins. The Ruins is one of them.
The Ruins is one of the few books I have read after seeing the movie. Sometimes I feel like, I know how it ends.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But I will say, I did go to Barnes & Noble the other day, and I bought Jaws. They had like a 50th anniversary, like.
Ooh,
and I was like, I'm very curious on the original Jaws. I heard it's a little different, but so I'm
I bet I'm interested to see what you think of it.
I'm gonna read it probably in the next month or so.
Hell yeah. That's all I really got. You want to move into some top fives?
Yeah, we can do that.
Time for the top 5.
All right. Starting off, number 5. You want to hit us, Wheezy?
Yeah, I got you. This is the one that I'm not going to sit here and try to argue is a good movie. But it is also a movie that I saw like on TNT or something like that when I was younger, watching TV. And there are just visuals and shots from that movie and the aesthetic of it that stuck with me. And for years, I could not remember the name of it. And then, like, I finally, it's The Night of the Comet.
Nice.
Dude, I've never seen that.
Dude, I can't suggest that you do. Honestly.
But now I want to because you said that.
Yeah, but when I think zombie movie, I think Night of the Comet.
Night of the Comet's my number 4.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, man. it's one of those that Dad just kind of had on.
Yeah.
Of course, that's where y'all. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those that like every time it was on, Dad had to have it
Y'all
on.
see what's
And-
on channel? What?
47.
Yeah, channel 47.
Yeah, 47 something. Yeah.
Oh, Night of the Comet! Hell, we got a good one.
Yeah, man. And there's something about it. When I think zombies, I think Night of the Comet. And I'm sure it's just because I saw it at a formative time in my life.
So how old is that one? Do you know?
82, I think.
Oh, okay, so
Somewhere in there.
right,
Yeah.
a lot of good practical cheesy effects.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, I love that. In
Yeah,
zombies.
it's
Zombie movies need to be more practical.
yeah, it's two valley girls survive a zombie apocalypse with cannibals, and there's wild shots of people with machine guns, and I think right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It gets absolutely insane, but it's also very cozy
Yeah, it's weird. It has
Because
a really
it's
distinct
so-
visual language.
because it's so 80s.
Yeah. You know that look that movies have when they're based in Los Angeles and they want you to know they're based in Los Angeles.
Yep. Yep.
It has that look, that kind of melancholic malaise of like, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Yeah, not the glamorous Los Angeles, the Los Angeles with, you know, liquor store. It's
slum.
got that look to the extreme, plus a green tint because zombies. I love the way it looks. It's crazy.
Yeah, it looks awesome. But it also just like explores like the freedom that these girls feel at first too.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really fun movie.
I did not expect anybody else to have that, if I'm being honest with you.
Well, I mean, like I say, dude, it's one of those. It's one of those that was just always on at our house if it was on, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brad, you got number 5?
Yeah, man. So my number 5 is a Norwegian zombie film. I think you know where I'm going with this.
Very good.
Dead Snow.
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah.
it's already been on one of my top 5s already. So you already know like how much I love this movie. But I mean, if you've never seen Dead Snow, it is 7 students go visit a small cabin in Norway, in the Norway mountains, blizzard, snow everywhere, and they get pretty much trapped in by Nazi zombies. And it's, what you would expect from going to the Norway mountains and
Nazi zombies, yeah.
yeah, Nazi zombies. And dude, it's just fun. Like that's what I want in most of my zombie movies. I want them to be fun. I do love the scary ones as well, and those are actually higher up my list. But the beauty about zombies is I think it's the best horror genre that does comedy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
And
dude.
it's just a
Yeah.
great film.
One thing about that film that's very cool is the zombies are like a combo, right? They're like undead, eat your brains zombies, but then they're also living dead in that they are stuck in their mission of the Third Reich.
Yeah. And what was it? They want their gold back that they had hidden in the mountain.
Yes. Yeah, they want the Nazi gold that they lost as well.
Yeah. And I just remember it starts off and you think it's going to be like not very good. Like the dialogue is a little goofy and stuff like that. But that also could be the English translation of it.
Yeah.
So I've watched it both, dubbed and not, and it is more enjoyable not dubbed, but as most foreign films. But it's just fun, and there's something like in cinematography that's beautiful about snowy horror films. So I don't know. Maybe it's just
All right, yeah.
something that I love, but I don't know. It's great. I love it.
It's a very cool aesthetic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, there's something about the blood on the white, right?
Yeah. The color, the contrasting of colors.
Yeah. Very, very, dude. One of my favorite memories of that movie is us sick at home watching
Us
that.
almost being undead.
Yeah,
Y'all were the living
Watching
dead as you.
show.
Yeah.
It was bad, dude. It was one of those flus where your hair hurts.
I just remember though, like I'm like, oh, dude, Dead Snow came out today. Let's watch it.
It was awesome. All right, my number 5. I'm going to go with another horror comedy. It's I'm going Zombieland.
It's
I
a
like it.
solid choice.
Solid
and
pick.
I had a hard time not putting it in my top 5.
Right before
It
this,
had to.
there were 2 that I put on and off, and one of them was Zombieland, and I ended up settling with something else. But
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I went back and forth with Zombieland and something else, but I went with Zombieland.
Can I say it's gotten better in my opinion over time? Like
Really?
in my opinion, like when I go back and watch it now, I feel like I enjoy it more now than I did when it first came out. I loved it when it first came out, but I feel like it is something that has aged really well.
Well, and I love it because it's one of those movies. It's like a movie you can look back at because it's about the zombie apocalypse happening in 2009.
yeah,
So everything in the movie is still 2009.
yeah,
Yeah, and that's the year I graduated high school. So like that's maybe that's part of it.
That's what I mean, and it's very of the time. Like
The Bill Murray scene is one of the best scenes in.
it has.
I mean, they drive
great
around in a
bits.
fucking Hummer.
It has great bits in it.
I mean,
Yeah.
Woody Harrelson.
That movie's funny from start to finish. That movie has some intense scenes.
Yeah,
I love it, man.
Zombie
it
shots,
is. It
too.
is a great one.
Great what?
Zombie shots, like
Oh, yeah.
creative, very creative.
When you talk when we talk about zombie movies being fun, that is the funnest one.
That's the funnest one. But who doesn't? I mean, and who doesn't know at least 3 of the rules?
Yeah,
Cardio, double tap.
Yeah, seatbelt.
fasten your seatbelt.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
The most
That's
important.
my pick, man.
That's a great. So
like it.
far, all great choices.
Dude, that opening scene where he's drinking Mountain Dew Code Red out of a coffee mug. Come on. We were that dude.
Yeah.
Will, what's your number 4? We already know mine.
Number 4 is a movie that I saw on Netflix. It's a Korean one. It's not the Korean one you're thinking of. It is #Alive.
Good. It's not the one I was thinking.
Interesting.
I was about to watch.
#Alive. I don't know if you've ever seen it. I loved it. So it is.
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, it is about a zombie apocalypse happens, and Koreans and Asian cultures have fun with zombies, anyways.
They are
Yeah.
great at horror in general.
In general, and they have cool zombies and cool monsters. So it's Korean style, like people having fun with zombies. And
Awesome.
It is about this like young, and I think it probably because when I saw it, I identified with this person a lot. I think I was living in El Dorado by myself, a long ways away from other people, from anybody that I knew. You know what I mean? But it's about this young man who wakes up, and he is a very isolated person, and he's already kind of a loner by himself. Like he has ties to family and stuff like that, but he doesn't really see them very often. I think it opens up with a text with like his mom or something, ask him why he didn't show up for this or that. Right? He self-isolates a lot, and then he wakes up and a zombie apocalypse has happened, and he is self-isolated his entire life, and he's alone in his apartment, and it is about him trying to find human connection with these like survivors around him throughout the zombie apocalypse.
I gotta watch
Damn.
it. I mean,
It's pretty good. I really enjoyed it.
I love Korean films. They do so well. And
Mixing genres.
yeah, they're just. I mean,
That sounds knowing it's a Korean film, I bet there's some really, really like heartfelt moments.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah. When I saw that, and I don't know that I've seen it more than once. I don't think I've gone back to it. But when I saw that, it really struck me as a good movie.
Okay,
I'm gonna go watch that.
that's good. I'm gonna put that on my watch list.
Yeah, Brad.
I'm gonna go watch that.
All right, so my number 4, and some people might have this higher, or you might not even have it included. I don't know. Is the Dawn of the Dead remake?
I gotcha. I almost put it on there. I watched that so many times.
I love the Dawn of the Dead remake. The opening scene is one of the best. I mean, it's a top 3 in my opinion. Like opening scene to a zombie film. You know, with her coming home. You know, a long day. You know, was it she was getting up to go to the hospital, or she had just got home from like a night shift. But just the scene from the husband like chasing her through the house out into the street, the background is the world going into chaos, was just freaking awesome, dude. And I enjoyed it being faster. I love the faster zombies.
Yes.
And you got some great actors in this movie. Mekhi Phifer was freaking
Ben
weird.
Grimes in that one.
Yeah, he was the
Yes.
Uber with the baby,
Yep.
the little creepy little zombie baby.
Yep.
But man, it's just a good movie. It's got some humor in it too, because it's got old God, what's his name from Modern Family?
Is Bing from what?
The guy from Modern Family.
Yes.
And
he's in
an
it.
asshole but he's funny still. Like it's just a really good movie.
I love that movie. I love the ending of that movie.
Yes. Oh, gosh, what's his name? Black guy. Starts with a V.
Yeah, Ving Rhames.
Ving Rhames, man.
Yeah.
Freaking awesome, man. He was one of the best parts of the movie.
Isn't he? Is he the guy on the other roof? Who's the guy on the other roof?
Oh my gosh, who was the guy on the other
I
roof?
forgot about the other roof.
Was it Ving Rhames? And then
It may have been.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest,
It may have been.
like it's in my top 5, but I hadn't seen it in a minute.
That's
love that
understandable.
movie.
And here's the thing about that is like that came out at a time when that was probably around the time that we would have been able to watch something like that for the first time. Like that's the first big zombie movie that we would have been alive for to experience coming out. I think.
Because I feel like zombies.
I think so too.
They took a kind of a small hiatus there.
Yeah.
It's like there are some 90s zombies films, but they're more low
sure.
budget.
My boyfriend's back.
Yeah, I mean, Dead Alive. I mean, there were a few.
Yeah.
There were a few that were out there, but none that had commercial success like Dawn of the Dead did.
You could say Dawn of the Dead resurrected the genre.
I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Pun intended. Yes.
Yeah.
I think it did.
Yeah. Very much so. Yeah.
I think it did, man.
All right, so Shug, your 4 was already said, which was the
Night of the Comet.
Night of the Comet. So I guess we're back to Will on number 3.
Number 3.
Yo.
All right. I think that this is the best. Do I think it's the best horror comedy? Yes, I think it's the best horror comedy ever made. Shaun of the Dead.
That's my number 3.
Shaun of the Dead is incredible.
That's my number 2.
Oh,
It's got to be up there, right?
It's my number 2.
it's got to be. If it's not your top 3 zombie movies, it's because you hadn't seen it.
Yeah. There are so many quotable. I mean, the whole movie is quotable.
Now, okay, maybe Dawn of the Dead resurrected it, but Shaun of the Dead kicked it into high fucking gear, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I agree.
After Shaun of the Dead, the zombie stuff kind of piled up.
And it's so well done, and like every time I go back and watch it, there's always new little bits that I pick up
Yes.
that are funny. And
it started. It was the first movie in what is like the 3 connected the Cornetto trilogy.
Yeah.
That is one of my
Yeah.
favorite packages of films ever created.
It is one of the best package of films ever.
No doubt about it.
More of like an anthology style series, you know, and gosh, you just like even like there's like the small jokes throughout it, like the "you got red on you" and just random things throughout this film. One of my favorite scenes is when they're up in the room with the techno music and the bust in the door. It's like turn.
Yes, dude.
Yeah, dogs can't look up.
Yeah, dogs can't look up. I still think about that line
All the
look at
time.
my dogs. I'm like,
Me too, dude.
look up. I want to say I thought about that like a week ago. I was staring at like Traeger, and he was looking up at me. I'm like, he didn't know what he's done.
Dude, I love when they meet up with the doppelganger group in the alley that's on a similar adventure, and they all look the same.
I also quote, and I'll probably say this at least once a week. I'll be like, somebody will ask me to do something again, and I'm like, I'm not a performing monkey. You know what
Yeah.
Yeah. He asked him to do it again. I'm not a performing monkey. It's just such a good film, and it's got. I mean, it's never scary really. It's just fun. Even when the stakes are high, it's still fun.
Did I ever tell y'all? I think I told Brad immediately after it happened. I was at the gas station, and this dude in a pickup truck, like just going to work or something, you know what I mean, was blaring the techno song from Shaun of the Dead. And I look at him and I point and I go, "Electrode?" And he goes, it starts doing the Shaun of the Dead dance, dude.
That's hilarious.
It was great. It's one of the best moments. Electrode?
One of the best scenes is like when when the zombie first like shows up in the backyard, and like, is she drunk? You know, and they're just like messing with her.
It's awesome, yeah.
Oh man, what a great film!
Awesome film. Made zombies funny, made it relatable.
Yeah.
When David finally fucking gets it.
Freaking David, that guy sucked.
Dude, fuck David, dude. He whined the whole time.
Just waiting to steal his girl, man.
And how awesome is it that like that is a zombie movie? We've said in the past that like horror is the new genre, like the big money making genre. But at that time in the 2000s when that came out, it was comedy. Comedy was the money making genre.
Yeah, we really struggle on comedy nowadays because everybody's too scared to offend. But I think that's why. But yeah, man, the 2000s, it was all about comedy, and I really think that's when we really got into a lot of horror comedies.
Yeah,
a lot of them. I mean, don't get me wrong; they've always been there, but the 2000s, they were just left and right.
Everywhere.
But that one is Mount Rushmore.
Without a doubt.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like cream of the crop. What's your number 3, Brad?
All right, my number 3 is a Korean film, Train to Busan.
It's my number 1.
That's my number 1.
Dude, okay. Dude. Now, here's the thing. That is one of the most well-made zombie movies ever created. It is intense from start to finish.
I think I cried the first time I watched it.
And that's what I was going to say. It had the most soul-crushing ending. And, I mean, God, you talk about a horror film making you feel some feels. I felt them.
Yeah.
I felt them. I thought the zombies...
It never stops being mean.
No, the movie doesn't let up. It sticks a knife in and just keeps twisting it. And it's just like, it's claustrophobic because you're on a train. And they are the relentless, fast, like, it's just, it was so well done.
Well, like,
That's
so like as they make their way, as
Yeah.
they're moving through the train, like each car is like a moral test. It's so good.
And then like, yeah, you're running from the zombies, but like the thing you can't trust are the other people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
You can predict a zombie.
yeah,
The acting was superb.
yes,
The acting was incredible.
Yeah, truly incredible.
So
Yeah.
that's
Loved it.
that's my number 3. My number 2 was Shaun of the Dead. So
Yeah, and the only reason I
Okay.
watched #Alive was because I had seen Train to Busan.
I mean, fair. I mean, that's
Yeah.
why I watched
Fair.
Parasite. That's why I watched,
Yeah.
just
Yeah. Oakjaw.
yeah, Oakjaw. I mean, whatever. Like they push out a big budget Korean film. I'm checking it out.
I'm gonna give it a watch. All right. So we blew out my number 1.
Mine too. I have a
My number 2 is, I don't think we've talked about it yet. The Return of the Living Dead.
We briefly touched on it. Briefly.
The Return of the Living Dead came out in the mid '80s. It's got this really great punk, nihilistic, like humor to it. It is a zombie movie and it is a horror movie, but there are lots of very, very funny parts in this film. One of my favorites is they're at a sorority house and they're getting ready to go out or something like that, and this dude's running from this group of zombies, and he knocks on the door and they open it and he just goes, "Ladies, your dates are here."
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I know I've seen it because
I've seen it.
all
I just can't remember it.
of the deads. You know what I mean?
I haven't seen it since I was
Yeah.
a little kid.
Yeah,
Yeah, and they're like the zombies in this whole thing is like they eat brains and pretty classic zombie stuff.
gotcha. All
But
right.
it knows what it is.
I need to go back and watch all of
Yeah.
the Dead films.
Yeah, give
Right
it a
on.
watch.
What's your number 1, Brad?
Well, Will, have you said your number 2?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Sorry.
We
Go
got
ahead.
All right, it might be crossover. It's a new one. I hope I don't sound like a bandwagoner. I watched it for the first time like last week, but it's 28 years later.
Yeah.
is my number 2.
Okay.
Brett.
Okay. I'm just gonna be honest. I cheat here. I put pretty much the series as a whole so far.
I got you.
Because I can't talk about 28 years later without talking about 28 weeks later without talking about 28 days later. And that's
True.
why those
Yeah,
are my
fair.
number 1. I mean, go ahead and talk about 28 years later, and then you know what? I'll talk about the other.
Yeah. I'll tell you why the movie's so great, and then you tell me why everything else is. 28 years later, and if you didn't like it, I'm sorry you didn't understand it.
Correct. You went in expecting one film
Yeah.
and left disappointed.
Here's the thing. It's a zombie movie in the sense that it has zombies in it, but it tells you the reality of the world in the freaking title. It's 28 years after a zombie apocalypse. People are going to move on with their lives and have other problems.
Yes.
Yeah, fact.
Right?
We're going
It's-
to shift and adapt.
Yeah. We're going to shift. We're going to adapt. Zombies will become just another daily obstacle to navigate. Right?
Yes.
Nothing special.
And
People-
they're not as abundant. I mean,
Yeah.
they are dying.
And I love it because I love a coming of age story.
Yeah.
And it uses your expectations of a zombie movie to kind of set up this realization for you. So you go into it, and it's a coming of age thing, and this kid is coming of age, and to become a man, the people from this island have to travel to the mainland and, kill a couple of zombies, and they come back, and there's a big party and celebration. What I loved about it is the kid does that, and he's no different. His problems are still his problems,
Yep.
right? His mother is sick. They don't know why. the male role model that he trusts in his life after he realizes that like this is not a huge landmark moment of his life to go and kill these zombies. He also finds out that his father is not the person that he thought he was.
Right.
Right? So
Exactly.
the movie is, like I said, it's a zombie movie in the sense that there's zombies, but it's a coming-of-age movie about this kid dealing with his own mother's mortality and realizing that he's going to have to carry on life. And really coming of age is being able to, or coming to, not being able to live a life after the people that have taken care of you are gone.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, that's everything I would say about that film.
And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful,
perfect third entry to that series.
And I loved setting up Ralph Fiennes as this like mad evil genius monster guy living off by himself, and then he gets there and he's just the sweetest man.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's not Voldemort.
No.
And
No. He's just this man who's been doing the most touching thing in the world by himself.
Yes.
Like,
Man.
it's just one of those that when I left the theater, I thought about it for days. Just a beautiful film. Like I said, it's the perfect third installment. So I'll go ahead. I'll talk about my number one. My number one is pretty much that series. I can't pick one. They're all great and they're all unique into the story. 28 Days Later, though, like when someone asks me what my favorite horror film is, depending on the day you ask me, it's going to be one of two movies. It is going to be 28 Days Later or it's going to be Evil Dead. And
Yeah.
28 Days Later, though, is the more well-written movie. It's the best acted, when I'm talking about those two films. But it's a movie that you're talking about, like I said earlier, I love the trope of the last man standing in the city. Like, he wakes up, been in a coma for 28 days. And before we even talk about them, screw anybody that says these aren't zombie movies. They're zombie movies. It's infected with rage. Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Rage, but
Yeah.
it's zombie.
Yeah.
They're living dead. And
They are mindlessly consuming.
yes.
Yeah.
And the scenes with the infected and 28 Days Later are terrifying. It is the way the cinematography is, the shakiness like adds into like the pretty much like how you feel watching those movies, like how that character probably feels like fighting for their lives. That's how the camera is throughout this movie, and it has like just like 28 years later, it has beautiful moments throughout it where he's picking up people along the way. He picks up the girl at the beginning who comes across as really hard and like not a nice person, but she's far from it. She's just actually been dealing with this for 28 days, and he just woke up. Then you pick up the father and the daughter, which is another one of those just tragic moments throughout that series. When he looks up and the blood drips in the eyeball, like, and then the end is insanity. You finally get to your safe haven, and it's these just awful humans that are wanting to pretty much rape women. Like, it's messed up.
Yeah.
It shows you the true nature of people, which has always been what this series is about. And I don't want to really get too much into 28 Weeks Later, but I will say the opening sequence is probably my favorite scene in all zombie films, where the guy leaves everybody. You see him coming across that open field, and they're all holed up in this house together, and his wife is one of the people there, and he just pretty much hits a point where he's like, I'm not gonna make it, she's not gonna make it,
I need to go back and watch the second one.
Leaves his wife in that house with everybody, and then you got the music going while he's running across the film with everybody, with all of them chasing him. Just a great film, and it's got some pretty messed up moments throughout it as well. I think.
Yeah, I don't remember much about Weeks.
Oh, dude, the second one is incredible. I think what people struggled with in each of these films, well, I will say especially the sequels, is they expected 28 days, and each one is a different timeline,
Nice.
farther down, dealing with how they're handling it throughout the, how this unfolds throughout the year and then throughout, a few decades. So, I mean, you got Hawkeye in the second one. He's pretty great. No, it's just they're great. They're my favorite. If I could add them to whatever we're doing next, I probably could add it to it. Yeah, that's my favorite, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah.
I can talk these movies all the time.
I love it, man. I love that. And the new one.
And the new one comes out, which this will air after. I bought my tickets, what was it, today, for this Saturday. So I can't wait to watch Bone Tipple.
Yeah. It looks.
Yeah.
It looks like it might be a ripper, though.
I'm going to see it Saturday night.
Oh, Bone Tipple's going to be so good.
I'm curious. You never know with Danny Boyle. Which, he's not directing this. One of his friends is directing it, but he's still a large role in it.
Yeah, he's still in the production. Man.
No doubt. Great. Great top five. We want to do some dead homies? My dead homie, Brad mentioned it earlier, is the girl in the garden at Shaun of the Dead. I laugh so hard every time they just start pulling stuff out of the house and just throwing stuff at her.
Okay. You know what? I'm sticking to the same film. And dead homie to stepdaddy in the film.
All right.
Dude, he was so great in his short screen time. And what is it when he's dozing off and he's like not even dead yet?
He was, man.
Check.
I gotcha. Yeah. I'm going to go.
We're going to have to kill him.
It's chock full of it. But the one that sticks out to me, I'm going to go Zombieland, the old lady in the piano.
That's a great scene.
Dropping the piano on the zombie.
Oh!
Yeah. I'm sure there are 100 I could pick from Zombieland. But
what a good one, though. Be sure to check out our other podcasts on the network. We are the Rebel Without a Clue Network. You can listen to That Don't Work For Me, Brother, a podcast for Marks by Marks. You can check out the Horny Little Book Club, the Black Manifold Transmissions, the Revolution Will Be Broadcast, and Bullshitting, all on the Rebel Without a Clue Network. Also, do me a favor, go over to Facebook, follow the Midnight Mass with Reverend Rott and Brother Herman Innards for updates on live shows and live performances over there.
Also, rate us. Give us a rating on Spotify and Apple.
Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff.
absolutely.
Brad?
Man, I don't have nothing. You can follow me over on Brad's Unreliable Reviews on Instagram. That's where I do books. I've pretty much decided this year I'm going to alternate genres every book. I'm going to go fantasy horror.
Nice.
And if I get a real inkling for something else, I'll sprinkle that in. But that's mainly what I do.
Very cool.
There you go.
Wheezy?
I think you mentioned it. I think you got it cooked up.
All right.
Nothing going on.
All right.
Don't drink and drive.
Don't drink and drive. Yeah, don't do that. All right, cool. So until next week, be sure to look under your bed for your. Until next week, be sure to look under your bed for the monster and over your shoulder for the boss. The luncheon is over.
Peace.
Bye, Trow.
Down.